Hello, I'm Susan McCrossan and this is my book, Breaking the Learning Barrier. An often underexplored area of health for women is the area of learning styles between women and men when it comes to our brains. Science understands that the differences go far beyond men are from Mars and women are from Venus. It's a commonly accepted fact in scientific circles that men and women have a number of underlying differences in their brain activity that affect their function. While the differences can vary significantly between individuals when large samples are assessed, research has shown that males have more connections within hemispheres to optimize motor skills, whereas females are more connected between hemispheres to combine analytical and intuitive thinking, improved language skills, encoding facial differences, and multitasking. Women, as a whole, may also be better than men at controlling their emotions and impulsiveness. Recent discoveries have shown that sections of the brain used to control aggression and anger responses are larger in women than in men. While both boys and girls can have learning disabilities, ADD, ADHD, and dyslexia, boys are more commonly diagnosed with learning difficulties than girls. The symptoms displayed by girls and boys with ADHD differ too. Girls with ADHD usually exhibit inattention, while affected boys are prone to lack of impulse control, making them more disruptive in the classroom, thus coming to the attention of the teacher more readily. When a girl has a learning problem, it's not as easily detectable, as girls are often don't have the associated impulse control issues and are more likely to just be quietly daydreaming. The longer-term impact of symptoms being missed, ignored, or misdiagnosed can last a lifetime. If you're a woman struggling with learning challenges, do you recognize these symptoms or signs? Do you have a stack of books next to the bed that you know you should read, but somehow never get around to it? You've difficulty remembering details you've just read. You need to use spell checker even for the most simple words. You experience trouble staying on task at work, and once interrupted, you totally forget what you were doing before the interruption. These are just a few examples of how lack of support around learning issues for women can impact self-esteem, relationships, career paths, and ultimately your health, as these issues can lead to depression, which lowers the immune system, and overall well-being. I'd like to share my own story and how my own undiagnosed learning problem resulted in a solution that has helped thousands. As a teenager, I found myself slipping through the cracks of the Australian school system. Because of an undiagnosed learning problem, I was frustrated and feared that I would never be an academic success. It wasn't until years later that I turned my attention to finding answers for the learning disabilities that initially put my career and self-worth in jeopardy. I realized I'd been living with a form of dyslexia. Finally, while developing and after receiving treatment, I began to excel in academics. I went on to receive a degree in psychology and an advanced degree in neuroscience from an Australian university. I also conducted brain research using the techniques I'd used on myself and others to eradicate my learning deficits. During the 80s, along with a group of innovative practitioners, I began to combine Western science knowledge of how the brain learns using Chinese neuropressure and Indian mudra systems. Out of this body of work came the unimaginable. People with long-standing learning disabilities, head injuries, and sometimes even strokes, all recovering in dramatic ways. During this time, I began studying the links between learning disabilities and neuropressure, and I went back to college where I excelled in academics. I developed the comprehensive system known as Crossinology Brain Integration Technique. The website is crossinology.com, a way of testing and rewiring the brain that improves learning ability, creativity, and physical coordination. In 1998, I moved to America in order to introduce my work to a broader audience. Since then, I've successfully treated thousands of children and adults with learning disabilities, as well as trained hundreds of practitioners. The website, crossinology.com.